Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So now we're on lesson 15. So again, in this lesson we're learning how to join to a sukun letter. So over here, so again our first letter is a fatha letter, so we'll make an a sound. But now we're joining to a ya sukun, a ya with a sukun and not a waw sakin. So this is a ya sakin, not a waw sakin. So before, if you look on this page, we joined to the fatha letter and a to w sound, didn't we? So it became aw, bow, tau, thou. But here, it's not a w sound, it's a y sound. So it's not going to be aw, it's going to be a with a y sound. So again, so this one will be a, bay, tay, thay, jay. And make sure you pronounce the ha, hay, and this is full mouth. So circle this. Khoy, day, they. So it's not zay, it's they. Roy. Circle this one, it's full mouth. Zay, say, shay. And circle this one, full mouth. Soy. So see this one? This one is say, soy. Say, soy. So the sod is very heavy. Sin is light. Boy, full mouth, circle it. Toy, full mouth. Voy, so circle these two. So these are full mouth. Toy and voy. And pronounce this letter perfectly. Ai, from the middle of the throat. Ai. This is full mouth, circle. Roy. So rai, it's roy. Fay, this is qaf, full mouth. Qoy. Qoy. Kay. Lay. May. Nay. Way. Hay. Ay. And yay. Okay, so this is how you read these letters. So you should practice them and be able to say them perfectly. Okay, so now let's move on to the exercise when you're ready. So pause the video and practice them, and then once you're ready, move on to the exercise. Okay, so we're going to do the first two lines first. So again, like what we've practiced over here, you're going to have to spot the fatha letter joined to ya sukun, ya sakin inside these. Now let's see the first two letters. So the a will join to the ya sukun, isn't it? So it will become ay. Yeah, so the a will join to this. So this is exactly the same as this box that we learnt over here. So the ay and ay, same thing, just written differently because it joins onto the nun. And the next letter is na, ayna. So that's fairly easy. And again here, this is a ba, and then we'll join to the ya sukun, bay. So you should have, and so this is exactly the same as here. So bay over here and bay over here. So all you're doing is spotting what we've read over here and finding them in these words. Bay, and the extra letter is t. Bay t. Okay, now the first letter. So we remember we do it one letter at a time. So this is an alif with a standing fatha. Then a ta, two dots on top, will join. So the next letter is sukun. So we'll have to join, isn't it? So the next letter is a ya sukun. So ta will join to the ya sukun, just like we had over here. So it becomes tay. Tay, the nun alif. Na. Tayna. So you're stretching the first letter and the last letter, not the tay. So tayna. Make sure you stretch them both the same amount. Next one, there's a ha, which will join to ya, two dots at the bottom, sukun, ya sakin. Hay, thu. Hay, thu. Now this is a kha, full mouth, so not kha, it's kha. We'll join to ya, the sukun. Khayrun. Khayrun. So again, nothing should be stretched. First letter. This is a ba with a kasra, b. Then it's a dal, which will join to the ya sukun. Day. Biday. Nin. It's a nun with a double kasra. Nin. Biday nin. So now pause the video and practice this line. Make sure it's perfect. Next line. So this is a qaf, dhamma, qu. Then this ra will join this one line with two dots at the bottom. So this is ya, isn't it? See the one line over here where my arrow is? That's the line. And then two dots at the bottom with a sukun. So it'll be rai, qu rai. Make sure the ra is full mouth. Not rai, it's rai, qu rai. Then a shin with a double kasra, shin, qu rai shin. Then za will join to the ya sakin. zay. Now this is a ta with a dhamma this time, and it will join to the waw sukun. So if you remember, do you remember what we call this rule? When a dhamma letter and after it is a waw sukun. Say the rule if you remember it. Okay, the rule is if there's a dhamma letter and after it is a waw sukun, waw sakin, then you will stretch it, isn't it? Which is called al-maddul asli. So it'll be two, and which we learnt on the last page over here. So we learnt these rules, isn't it? Two. So all together now. Zaytunin, zaytunin. So making sure you stretch the maddul asli. Okay, now here the shin will join to this ya over here. If you see my arrow, so first is this shin, and then after that is this ya. See the two dots at the bottom? So shin has a fatha and the ya has a sukun. Shay, then the hamza over here, small hamza, has a double dhamma. Shay'un. And the last two are easy. Swad will join to the ya. Soy, fi, but make sure you say the swad, not say, it's soy. And again here, same thing. Boy, fi. Okay, now pause the video and practice this line and read it at least 3 times. Okay, so now next slide. Okay, so this should be quite easy as well. So the ta will join to the ya. Toy, ra has a double fatha. Run, toy, run. So make sure the ta is full mouth. Toy, run. Now this is an ayn which will join to the ya. So 2 dots at the bottom with a sukun. Ay, making sure you pronounce for the middle of the throat. Nun, aynun. Then the ghain has a fatha which will join to the, see that one line over here where my arrow is, and the 2 dots, that's a ya. Ghayra. This letter, you should be used to this letter by now. This is a kaf which will join to the ya, sakin. Kay, then dal has double fatha, dan, kaydan. And this ya over here, 2 dots at the bottom, has a standing fatha, so you'll be stretched. Ya. Then this lam over here will join to this ya, sakin. Yeah, see the ya sakin over here and the 2 dots at the bottom. So it will be lay, ya lay, and then ta, ya layta. Make sure you only stretch the standing fatha, nothing else. So don't say ya layta and stretch the last letter as well. That'll be a mistake. And the mim will join to the ya sakin, may, then ta is a double fatha, tan, maytan. So that's the 3rd line done now. So pause the video and practice this line at least 3 times. And again, when you're ready, go to the next line. Okay, so now we're in the next line. The waw will join to the ya, so it will be waylun. First letter is one line with a dot at the bottom, has a fatha, so ba. Then this one line has a dot, this is a nun, and after it is a ya with a sukun. So the nun will join to the ya. Nay, ba nay. And then this last letter is a nun with an alif at the end, so it will be stretched. Na. So this is another maddul asli. Banayna. So make sure you only stretch the maddul asli, nothing else. So don't say banayna, stretching the ba, or banayna. Okay, so the only thing that should be stretched is the last letter. Banayna. Okay, next box. So the dad will join to this ya, dai, then a qaf with a double kasra, qin. Make sure you pronounce the dad full mouth, and the qaf as well with a q sound. Dai qin. Then the ra will join to the ya, sukun, rayba. This is a lam which will join to the ya, laysa. This is a sin. Laysa. And now pause the video and practice this line 3 times before you go into the last line. Okay, so now we're on the last line. This line is a lot harder than the previous lines because it does have a lot more letters. But if you do it to 1 letter at a time, then it should be easy. Because there's nothing new here that we haven't done before. So everything here, you've done it before. There's nothing new. Except that there are a few more letters. So that means you have to spell it out a bit more carefully. Okay, so the first letter is a ha with a fatha, ha. Then this is a dal, which will join to the ya, sakin. Day. Haday. It's a nun alif. Na. Now all together. Hadayna. Okay, so you only stretch the last letter, nothing else. Okay, now this is a ha, which will join to the ya, sukun, sakin. Hay. Then it's a ha, alif, so you'll stretch it. Ha, which is mad al-asli. Hay ha. Then the ta. Hay ha ta. Now this is an ayn. If you look where my arrow is, the ayn goes like this. And then, okay, so this is an ayn up till here. So look, I'm going to point to the ayn again. Starts like this, goes all the way around, and the ayn ends over here. So that's the ayn, and it has a fatha on top. Then the next letter is one line, stops over here, with 2 dots at the bottom. That's a ya. So the ayn will join to the ya. Ay. Then this letter over here is one line, with a dot at the top. So that's a na. And then this here is a 2 dots at the bottom, ya sakin. That means a na will have to join to the ya. So it will be nay. Then all together, ay, nay. So again, the ayn joins onto the ya, then the nun joins onto that ya. Ay, nay. Then nun has a kasra, ni. Ay, nay, ni. And that's our box done. So the ayn will join to the ya, then the nun will join to the ya, then the nun with the kasra. Okay, and then lastly, this is a ba, which joins to the ya sakin. So this will be bay. And then here, this one line over here that you can see has a dot on top with a fatha, so that's a na. Then all together, bay na. Then it's a ha with a dhamma, hu. Baynahu. Then it's a mim alif fatha, ma. Then also it's a stretch, mad al-asli. Baynahu ma. All together, baynahuma. Okay, now pause the video and practice this line and make sure it's perfect so you know the lesson before you go into your class.